All right, let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Vimeo, and especially being part of the team who selects the staff picks, is something that is, to some people, even more important than a film festival.
I mean, it can be, and it has been. I mean, I have the privilege of being on this jury here at Berlinale, which is one of the biggest honors I could ask for, in terms of being on a short film jury and recognizing, you know, the amazing work that filmmakers are doing. It also gives them a platform, you know, in a very huge, it's the second, you know, the most populous film festival in the world, with the most attendees. But, you know, no matter how many people see the films here, being an online release on Vimeo, a staff pick, will get you, you know, 10, 15, 20, 100 times many more viewers as you'll ever get here at a film festival. So, like, I think the power of that, just being online, being present to so many people across the world instead of people that can just come to Germany or come to a film festival or even pay, is a huge power as well. So
you're aware of the style of selection they have here. It's very different, I might say, especially compared to US festivals, and also compared to what Vimeo usually has on its starting page. But do you think those very experimental and raw movies that are not as developed into a finished form as we know it from other festivals should be more present, even on Vimeo, for example?
Well, I think, you know, Micah has, over the years, I think she is really focused on finding original voices. That, I think, matters to her more than anything. And sometimes those original voices come at the expense of being fully polished, or they're people taking risks and sometimes failing. But they are, you know, you see a film here and you're like, at the very least, you're getting something totally fresh, totally new. And I think in a lot of ways, that's what we try to do at Vimeo as well, where it's totally, that's all we want to find is inspiring voices. That's the point of our platform, is to that people will see something new and be like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. And then that inspires them to make something, also take risks, do these things. Where, you know, some film festivals you go to and you've seen a film that you've seen 100 times and it's really well done, it might have a budget, but I find it less exciting. You know, the films here also tend to run longer. There are very few films in the program that are under 10 minutes. Most are over 20 minutes, or, you know, 18 and above. So we tend to focus on that for our staff pick premieres, which is we have this program of staff picks. We do about 3 to 4 a day, but once a week, every Wednesday, we premiere a film online from a film festival. We premiered many Berlinale films. Actually, this past Wednesday on February 14th, February 13th, we premiered Love by Raphael, and she premiered here her film a couple years ago, Love, and now it's online as a staff pick premiere. It's a film that speaks to both audiences, something here where it's totally original, and again, it's inspiring for our audience. So
yeah, so it kind of can go hand in hand, and there can be this symbiosis of online platforms and festivals, because there are people who also, if you look at platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime, are trying to turn this into a war of traditional cinema, traditional festivals, and online streaming services, any kinds of streaming services. But yeah, like I said, it can be something that goes hand in hand.
For Vimeo, and I know for Micah, like, we are here to elevate filmmakers and elevate voices. So, you know, she's looking for world premieres. We have the benefit of being a 365-day film festival. Hers happens once a year for 1 week, and she can only program 25 films. We program about 1,200 a year. So, you know, we want to support as many people as we can.
On your website, you present yourself as an artist, as a painter, as a photographer even. But then again, the work that I saw that you do as a curator and also as a writer, as an author, for example, at Vice magazine, you're very focused on films.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, I studied film in college, and art has always been, I feel like they're hand in hand as well with just 2D paintings or sculpture and film. Film is just, the reach of it is much bigger, but I've always been interested in film. And for me, I started at Vice because I had an opportunity to write about short films, which I've always loved. I actually got into film in the beginning of my career through experimental film at college and programming for the Athens International Film and Video Festival. And I was inspired by these, short, crazy, visual kind of non-narrative stuff. And, there were very few, I had very little access to experimental, length films, feature-length films at the time, and shorts were these packages that were doing something totally fresh that I, was totally different than something you'd see in a movie theater at the time. Mm-hmm. So I started programming shorts, and then I worked at Wolf and DVD in San Francisco, which is part of McSweeney's, which is one of the first DVD magazines to exist to compile short films in a way that, you could send it out to anyone in their home to be able to watch this. And I was inspired by that, and then I took the next step to basically be one of the only people writing about short films and premiering short films online. And Vice, as a platform with millions and millions of readers, was the best way to do that. That's kind of how I naturally fit into Vimeo. I've been programming film festivals at Tribeca Film Festival, and I programmed at Hamptons International Film Festival in New York. And while I was writing for Vice about shorts, and Vimeo approached me about kind of merging this online presence with programming shorts and bringing more of a festival view into, like you were saying, Vimeo has a lot of, we also feature music videos, we feature travel videos, we feature, non-narrative like eye candy videos and action sports. So it's like...
Our interviews are also on Vimeo.
Yeah. And we have all sorts of things that we support, but I was bringing more of a film festival background where my colleagues and other curators at Vimeo mostly came up through the site. So they are people that were attached to more of these other genres. And it was a great kind of synthesis between us.
And you said when you started writing about shorts, there wasn't anybody else doing that, at least in the area where you were operating. And we felt the same when we started doing this in 2008, doing these interviews at the Berlinale Shorts. But also, do you think there has been a shift since then because of the online culture, because of platforms like Vimeo, YouTube and others who cultivate younger audiences to getting used to watching short clips and mainly, for a lot of them, this is the main form of entertainment, watching one short thing after another. Yeah. Do you see this makes the transition possible to get shorts into a more mainstream audience, maybe?
I hope so. I mean, I think the internet has done that. Vimeo Staff Picks and just the kind of power we've cultivated over the last 10 years is proof to that. We have people that come to our site every day and watch every staff pick. And that 10 years ago, well, we launched 15 years ago in 2004, but the Staff Picks program was born in 2008. There was no place to see short films except, like I was saying, Wolfen back in 2000, started about 2005, and closed down in 2011 when DVDs became obsolete, basically because of the internet. And people are just, I think they're more accustomed to it. Even Netflix, a company designed exclusively to sell DVDs, transitions to the internet, and then transitions away from feature films and series, where they're also producing and funding and acquiring short films. Out of Sundance, are producing shorts that then go on to win Oscars. They've won 2 Oscars in the last as many years through shorts, which was something that they've never done before. It just shows that the medium of a short film is as powerful and as useful for storytelling as any feature or series or anything else. It serves its own purpose.
And I remember 5 years ago, the directors of the shorts wouldn't ever put them online because that meant they're dead. No festival would pick them up anymore, and in people's eyes, those who are interested in shorts would be like, oh, it's online, so it can't be good. It's not good enough to get into festivals or whatever, and I think this has changed too.
We've actually transformed that thing out, I think Vimeo has, and amongst other people, but now we staff pick a film and festivals watch our staff picks and actually bring films, reach out to films that are online and staff picked and play them in their festivals. The Sundance winner from, not this year, but 2 years, 2018, was this film, not Octane, by this animator Jaron Braxton. The film is online as a staff pick for 8 months. It gets on to Sundance after it's already been online for 8 months, wins the animation prize there at Sundance. You know, these boundaries have totally shifted, much more in America than, you know, Europe, but many European festivals now play films that are online. The Oscars changed their rules a few years ago that a film can be online before, during, or after the Academy Awards, just as long as it wins an Oscar qualifying festival. So I think we're going to see more and more of like erasure of that window between a festival play and online, which is something we're doing with the Staff Pick Award, which we've been taking around to a bunch of festivals. We launched at South by Southwest last year. We took it to Palm Springs Shorts Fest. We took it to Aspen Shorts Fest. Cannes Film Festival, we took it to their market. And we did one at IDFA last year as well for the Documentary Fest. And basically, we are presenting a cash prize. All the filmmakers in short competition can opt into this prize. They get, you know, $2,500, or depending on the festival, maybe a little different amount. And then the day after they win the award, which is presented at the official award ceremony, they go online as a staff pick. So the window is completely erased. And that's something that we're trying to prove isn't harmful to the filmmaker, but it only helps them. For example, the South by Southwest, the one that won that prize, a short film called Krista, they launched a Kickstarter program off the back of that. Literally the day it went online, they launched a Kickstarter program to fund a feature film, and they got totally funded, over 200%, and Alec Baldwin came on to produce the feature as well. And they are editing the feature now. It's just, the power of online is completely
And one of
changed.
many stories. Last year I saw a movie called Kin. It was also based on a short film that I could watch on Vimeo. It's amazing what's happening. Thank you so much. We have to go because you are presenting awards tonight.
I am.
Looking forward to this. What you picked there.
Be very exciting. Hopefully some of them will come on Vimeo.